everybody, it's Michelle and welcome back to Sweet Pea Farm NY. Today I'm out in my garden and I am loving life. It is 75 and sunny. We have had such cold temperatures in upstate New York, so this is like summer is here. We are getting stuff in the ground. Yesterday was our last frost date, May 20th. I'd already planted some peas and radish and beets and spinach, and those have all come up and look beautiful. The raspberries are looking great. The apple trees are looking great. The sheep are grazing the dog yard behind me because it's got lots of shade and today is warm for them. They're just not acclimated yet. So you will see my little woolly compadres behind me enjoying the day. And they hear me talking, so they're gonna come closer, but that's great. So we're really having a good time and excited. I've moved some of my transplants out because I'd been hardening them off the last few days. And I'm gonna get some more transplants tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to pick up some chicks and I've got to get some flowers to plant at the cemetery. So I'm gonna see what they have for peppers. My helper is in the kiddie pool entertaining herself. So you can hear little voices. No, you've got plenty of water, love bug. You're good. So we're just enjoying the beautiful day and getting stuff planted, and I was like, I better shoot a video so that I don't forget where everything is. So let's go take a look. So the apple trees are looking beautiful. I can see that there are some little flower buds coming, which means that it lived, it's healthy, it's going to be continuing to grow, which is great because I just put these in the ground last year. Looks like this branch maybe needs to be pruned off, and this is a different variety, but it's also getting little flowers and stuff, which is awesome. So I'm really glad that the apple trees survived. You guys follow the farm on Instagram. You saw my tulips are just in prime form right now. There's also dandelions in the midst of them because I don't weed them out, but I just love them. That one looks like a candy cane. So in this bed you'll see the radishes have come up. I've probably got to thin those out a bit. The spinach have just started to come up. And they look pretty good given the fact that it was 40 degrees like last weekend and we had some snow, I think. So it's looking beautiful. And there are some beets up, but they're like too small for you guys to really see. But they're there. So it's hard to see with my shadow going over it too. And so that's all that's planted in this bed. The trellis comes out on this side, so I have some cucumber starts I'm going to put on this trellis. And maybe some cantaloupe or some other melon or something like that. It has my beautiful purple sugar snap peas coming up. These things will grow super tall and they have the most beautiful pink and purple flowers, and then they have purple sweet, sugar snap peas. So those are delightful. I also just planted some like chive seed and carrot seeds in this bed. And then of course my garlic is over there that I planted last fall. So that's all coming along nicely. Usually by this time we're seeing scapes, but it's been like such a cold start to spring, so we'll take what we can get. Oh, and I have a lonely little dill plant over next to the garlic over there because I always forget to plant dill, and I love pickles. I like making pickles, and I always have to find dill at the farmer's market. So this year I remembered to buy some the one time I went out in public. This is going to be my tomato bed. That when I went out the other day with my husband for the first time in a while, I bought that dill plant and I got these lemon cherry tomatoes. So we'd been hardening them off since we bought them from the greenhouse, and then I just put them out today, put a little bantam egg underneath them to help them grow, give them some extra nutrients in the soil, and the rest of this bed will be all tomatoes, all different kinds of tomatoes. So I'm excited for that. And then I've got this post up to mark where I'm going to put the trellis in between so they can be tied up to like a cattle panel in there to help them stay stable. These are my beautiful strawberries. We planted a few plants in here last year, and then as strawberries do, they spread out and kind of took over the whole bed. Last year they didn't have any flowers. They just kind of stabilize themselves, and this year they have little flowers just today, so I'm super excited about that. Pretty pumped. Hopefully we get a few berries this year. This bed is all just planted today with kale and lettuce. I plant directly into Earth Grow compost from Walmart. It's super cheap. It's like $1.80 a bag. I put, I put several bags in when I filled these up, but now that they're full, I just refresh with 4 bags per bed, and it cost me like $5 to just add a new layer of compost. And last year my garden grew beautifully. I put marigolds and zinnias in all the corners of the beds, and that's great for the pollinators. We have a beehive over there by the wood line, so mostly just to encourage pollination in the garden, so, and everywhere. So it's looking good. This bed is planted with our traditional sunflowers on the fence line, and then ornamental pumpkins in the front that'll vine out. This one is other kinds of ornamental pumpkins and squashes, carnival squashes. I saved a ton of pumpkin seeds last year from a bunch of different varieties, and I sent some to my sister in South Carolina. They took a long time to germinate, but they did, so I'm hoping that my seeds will also germinate here now that we're getting warm temps. So this whole bed is, like squashes and pumpkins and things like that. This bed is sweet corn at the top, and then it's empty at the bottom. This bed is all purple potatoes. Oh, and I do have some red skin potatoes planted on the far side of the strawberry. Then this last bed is all bush beans on the top. Then I've got 3 dragon tongue bush beans that I started. So there's yellow bush beans, purple bush beans, dragon tongue bush beans, and then some summer squash I planted in the bottom. I didn't even plant zucchini this year. Last year I planted 2 plants, and even that was too much for us. I'm like the only one that eats the zucchini. I might plant 1, but at this point I don't have any zucchini. I just did the summer squash. And then I have my, okay, I'm coming. I have my raspberry bushes here in the middle of the yard, which I really wish I had not put here, but they are here and they're thriving. So we're going with it for now. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and taking a walk around the garden real quick. This is definitely, especially for me, a reference to what I planted and where, so I don't forget. I do have a chart that I wrote out of the garden and drew out and labeled, and took a picture of on my phone. But sometimes those things go missing regardless. So hopefully I don't lose those, but if I do, I'll have this. And I hope that everybody is growing lots of food and all their gardens are being plentiful or starting at least, like mine is now in Zone 4A. So we will check in with you guys tomorrow. We're getting some new chicks, a breed of chicks I've never had and I'm excited about. And we're gonna finish cleaning the barns. We've had the skid steer this weekend, and we're gutting both the barns and then resurfacing them. So I will show you guys a little bit insight into that. And got to go plant some flowers at the cemetery. It's Memorial Day weekend this weekend, so I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend and gets to see some family maybe, or at least FaceTime them. And have a blessed rest of your day, guys. Thanks so much.